I know this is not my normal time. So I don't know how many people will be joining. Let's see. I'm texting you guys in the Discord. Oh, there's somebody. Somebody's jumped in. I'm live now. It should work. Can you hear me, guys? If anybody, okay, I see two people at least have jumped in, and there we go. All right, can you hear me? Is the audio working fine? I don't want to proceed if I'm just silent. Should work. It's normal. I know this is not my normal time. I know. I think I told you guys. All right, good to see you. I know it's not my normal time. I had something else to do this morning. The audio is good. All right, thank you. All right, so let's 5x5. Where do I begin? I want to talk about a lot of things, but since this is the Armenia update, I'm going to start with that, with just a brief Armenia update. I'm going to read this article, and then I'm going to update you guys on some other stuff, what's been going on, what's happening, stuff in my world, in Armenia world, in Soghomon Talerian world, and in YouTube world, Doug Tenaple world. So those are the updates. That's a little bit of a tease. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about Doug Tenaple. He called me a little while ago, saying he was in Idaho and saw some of my friends. Everybody was telling him to tell me hi. So I've made my impact in Moscow, in the Moscow mood region. Okay, good to see you guys. I know it's just it's an intimate setting, but I'm grateful that anybody is here. So, all right, let's just read this article. April is an insane month for Armenians and anybody who is involved with Armenians. So it's been a good month, productive month, in particular for me, networking with people, and the zeitgeist on this issue. My status is making its rounds, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right, enough vamping. I think you guys are here. Those who are going to be here are here. It's good to see you all. Let's just read this article this is Artsakh. I used to read this periodical all the time. Chloe is here. All right, good. I got some of the core group are here. All right. Rep Chris Smith leads Capitol Hill hearing spotlighting Azerbaijan's genocide of Artsakh Armenian prisoners. So this was yesterday, an article yesterday. ANCA, that's the Armenian National Committee of America. After a while, you start figuring out what all these acronyms. There's all kinds of organizations: the AGBU, AMAA, ANCA. I can't even remember half of them. But the Armenian National Committee of America welcomes Tom Lantos' Human Rights Commission focus on Artsakh's right of return. Huge, like the right of return. Some Armenians, in my experience, are so despondent and pessimistic and distraught about their history of the last 100 years that even the notion of returning Artsakhis, right, the Armenians from Artsakh, to their ancestral homeland that they were just removed from a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, they see that as even an impossibility. It's only 2 years ago. If anything of restoration, if anything of hope should be foremost and possible and doable, it should be this. Because if you're pessimistic about returning to Artsakh, you might as well give up all of Armenia. What's the point in even paying attention? What's the point in caring if you don't believe the Artsakhis, if anything will ever go in your favor? I mean, it's a huge task to overcome Azerbaijan's aggression and lies to return people. That's the least of it. That's just the beginning. You have to believe at least in this. And I'm grateful that this is on the radar, right? This is on people's radar. It's on my radar. It's going to be on more people's radar as time progresses. So let me read. Washington, reversing Azerbaijan's genocide of Artsakh. Reversing, right? A genocide is reversible. If you understand fully what genocide is, all the 5 points of the genocide from the Genocide Convention. Reversing Azerbaijan's genocide of Artsakh and securing the release of Armenian hostages illegally held in Baku were the focus of attention at today's congressional hearing of the Tom Lantos Human Rights Commission, chaired by Rep. Chris Smith, Republican of New Jersey. What a pleasant surprise. I keep seeing just Democrats involved. I'm glad Republicans are on this as well. The hearing, titled Human Rights in Azerbaijan Since the COP29 UN Climate Change Conference, brought renewed urgency to U.S. congressional actions aimed at returning Armenians to Artsakh, holding Azerbaijan accountable, releasing Armenian hostages, and ending U.S. complicity in the Aliyev regime's crimes. Any money, any foreign aid going to Azerbaijan is going to a terrorist nation. I do not mince words. We sponsor terrorism if we're sending money to Azerbaijan for anything. Azerbaijan is an oil-rich nation. There's no reason we should be sending any money there. Sorry, the commentary is just going to flow. The Tom Lantos Human Rights Commission hearing offered an unflinching look at Azerbaijan's genocide of Artsakh's indigenous Armenians and its ongoing abuse of Armenian hostages. Chairman Chris Smith and each of the witnesses gave voice to the truth, to justice, and the moral imperative for U.S. action. Moral imperative. If we are a righteous nation, if we deign to be moral, this is an imperative, stated ANCA Executive Director Aram Hamparian. This hearing sends a clear message. The time for words has passed. The time for meaningful sanctions, congressional legislation, and real pressure on Baku is now, Hamparian added. The Tom Lantos Human Rights Commission hearing was webcast live on ANCA and Asbarez social media channels. Chairman Chris Smith, we must ratchet up pressure on Azerbaijan. In his opening remarks, Chairman Smith laid bare the core issue. We need to work for the release of political prisoners and POWs held by the government of Azerbaijan, to protect Armenian cultural heritage, and to uphold the right to return one day to live in peace and freedom in Nagorno-Karabakh. That's the alternate name for Artsakh. That's the Azeri and the Google name for the region. That Armenians have known as Artsakh for centuries, millennia, Nagorno-Karabakh. He noted that Aliyev took prisoners during the conquest of Artsakh and uses them to manipulate the anger of Azerbaijanis' exploited citizens. It's true. The Azerbaijanis are exploited by their government, lied to by their government. Chairman Smith then announced his intention to reintroduce the Azerbaijan Democracy Act, legislation that would place direct political and economic consequences on Azerbaijan for its human rights violations and war crimes. We need to push very hard for this new bill. It must be bipartisan to show that we're all on the same page and that we care deeply, especially for the prisoners of war and the political prisoners, stated Rep. Smith. He anticipated there will be a lobbying effort by people on K Street to kill it. That happened before. But this time we're ready. We know exactly what Aliyev is, a despot. And we'll do everything we can to pass this bill. Chairman Smith also called for Azerbaijan has a well-funded lobby, right? They have well-funded lobby. They gave $20 million to the Vatican. So they're all over the U.S. in congressional, like they have their lobby there. They're in people's back pockets, etc. Chairman Smith also called for comprehensive sanctions targeting top Azerbaijani officials under existing U.S. laws. We've got the Magnitsky sanctions. We've got the Magnitsky sanctions, the Global Magnitsky Act, which we need to be doing the analysis and then meting out those sanctions to the appropriate abusers everywhere, including in Azerbaijan, he stated. And I think it starts with the top, frankly, with Aliyev. Chairman Smith emphasized the importance of religious freedom accountability, expressing disappointment that the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom had not recommended that Azerbaijan be designated a country of particular concern. That would be revisited. That should be revisited immediately, and the Secretary of State should act. Agreed. Oh, this guy. I know. I've met this guy. I have a picture with this guy. This is. Oh, I didn't realize it was him. Hold on. This is Aram Hamparian. That's him. I have a picture with him. He was out here at USC Dornsife back in, when was it? October, November, somewhere. And I got a picture with him. The guy's amazing. Amazing guy. That's him right there. Right there in the middle. He's blind. I mean, he's the victim of a explosive device, right? He is blind, and he's going out there. If this guy's involved, it's a good sign. It's a good sign. If they are hosting him, ANC Executive Director Aram Hamparian. Chairman Smith also pledged to escalate U.S. engagement at the highest levels to secure the release of Armenian prisoners and hold Azerbaijan accountable for its crimes. We really need to ratchet this up big time. And for Ruben Vardanyan, that's a guy who's a prisoner in Baku, we need to, and all the others, to do everything we can to effectuate the release, to get all of this downtown to the White House and to Secretary Marco Rubio, he said. We're going to do everything we can to get all of this to him because, again, he's got a lot on his plate, but he cares deeply about human rights, concluded Smith. A full genocide against my people. Artsakh Beglarian's testimony, former Artsakh State Minister and Human Rights Ombudsman Artsakh Beglarian delivered a devastating eyewitness account of Azerbaijan's ethnic cleansing campaign. Wait, do I have the names wrong? Artsakh. Sorry, I'm getting the people mixed up. It's the guy on the right is Aram Hamparian, the guy in the middle, right? Yeah. That's Beglarian. Sorry, people, getting all mixed up with the names. Beglarian. He's the rock star, the blind guy. Where was I? Within 3 years, Azerbaijan successfully perpetrated a full genocide against my people through blockade, military assaults, the unlawful abduction of our leaders, destruction of cultural heritage, and relentless anti-Armenian hatred. In September 2023, I and 120,000 others were forcibly displaced, every Armenian ethnically cleansed from Artsakh, Beglarian said in his testimony. Beglarian is the rock star. That's the guy. Beglarian detailed how Azerbaijan's genocidal actions are rooted in a systemic policy of hatred. It's absolutely true. I've seen the propaganda. Azerbaijanis are the most racist. I don't know the most, but they are utterly racist against Armenians. It's incredible. They mock them. They act like they're subhuman. It's incredible. They have a whole museum that mocks Armenians. There is an anti-Armenian hatred policy and system in Azerbaijan. Actually, this is the number one foundation of both anti-Armenian mass atrocities, but also for the internal domestic human rights violations and repressions, Beglarian explained. It is the number one pillar of Aliyev's dictatorial regime. He keeps power based on his anti-Armenian hatred and distracts the Azerbaijani people to the external enemy, Armenians. So that's the fact. Aliyev maintains his popularity by demonizing an ethnic minority. That's the fact. That's what's happening right now. It's insane. He warned that Azerbaijan used the COP29 conference to obscure its atrocities while preparing for new aggression. Aliyev is emboldened also as a result of COP29 greenwashing all kinds of mass atrocities. Beglarian said hosting the COP29 conference allowed Aliyev to present himself internationally as a respectable leader concerned about global issues, even while committing genocide, destroying cultural heritage, and blocking humanitarian aid. For those of you not informed, the COP29 conference, it was the global climate change, one of those international conferences that they hosted in Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan. Beglarian further warned that now Aliyev is threatening the sovereign territory of Armenia itself. After achieving full ethnic cleansing of Artsakh, the Azerbaijani regime is openly making territorial claims against southern Armenia, escalating military threats, and preparing for new rounds of violence. Beglarian called on Congress to back a 7-point plan, including formal recognition of the Artsakh genocide, targeted sanctions, travel bans, asset freezes on Azerbaijani officials, support for international investigations of mass atrocities, suspension of all U.S. military aid to Azerbaijan, human rights benchmarks for any U.S. assistance, deployment of international monitors to assess return conditions and protect cultural heritage, high-level diplomatic pressure to enforce International Court of Justice rulings and guarantee the right of return under robust international protection. I could keep reading, but so that's good news. I mean, this is good that this is happening, and I didn't even realize that Beglarian was a part of this. That guy is a rock star. I was starstruck and giddy when I ran into him at the USC Dornsife Artsakh. I forget what it was called. Okay, so there's an update on the goings on. I mean, this is Sovereign Artsakh. The whole point is to promote this, to tell people about it. Now, what's going on in my world? What are the updates? So yesterday, if you guys watch Bible every morning this morning, I updated. But I was at Pilibos is the name of the Armenian school that I spoke at yesterday. I was the keynote speaker for their annual High Tide conference. The conference is they bring in Armenian professionals in various industries, and they give the students their choice. I think they have 2 or 3 sessions in the morning for this annual conference. It's at the school. They're out of regular classes. Instead of their regular classes, they have 2 or 3, or maybe it's like 4 or 5 different subjects that they could choose to go to listen to the speakers. But it all started with a joint session, the keynote address coming from the curate of the Sogelman Tellurian Estate, Michael Gavlak. That's me. Thank you very much. It was just an honor, and it was incredible. I loved it, and I got a bunch of contacts from that event, including a principal of an elementary school in Glendale, who told me yesterday, she says, "Oh, we're having our annual Armenian commemoration celebration at the elementary school tomorrow morning. It'd be wonderful if you could come." I'm there. I'll be there. So I was there. I went. It's the first school outside of Armenia, right? It's the first public school outside of Armenia to have dual immersion Armenian English language, right? So you can go, if you live in this district. The sun is shining on my beard. It's distracting me. If you live in this district in Glendale, California, you can send your kids to the public school, and they will learn Armenian, like from kindergarten. This is just an elementary school up to 6th grade, but that program continues in some of the schools, the middle school and high school. So you could literally go to a public school in America and learn Armenian from kindergarten through, I think it's 11th grade. Incredible. So again, it was home. It was home for me to be there. And I was just an invited guest. They had their assembly where, they give out the awards. Like they had a math, a regional math, what's it called? Science competitions, math competitions. I forget what they call them. They were giving awards to some of the kids that were winning and representing the school well. They had some dancers, some traditional Armenian dance, et cetera, et cetera. So it was very pleasant to be there as the principal's special guest. And then after that, they have on staff a specialist, right? A person that is the Armenian language specialist, and she oversees all of the Armenian language teaching. She's like the liaison and the go-between for all the teachers and make sure the curriculum is taught properly, et cetera. So she took me around to like 4 or 5 classrooms from about 10 a.m. to noon, and I was given a platform in each one of these classrooms, a third grade classroom, a fourth grade classroom. I think might have gone into two fourth grade classrooms, fifth grade classroom, and a sixth grade classroom. And I just was able to just go to town. These are kids that know this. Some of these kids know this story. So it was a really nice question and answer time. The sixth graders were amazing. They were very alert and very excited to have me there and to learn about their hero, Solomon Talerian. And so I just had a wonderful morning this morning. So that was that. Okay, so I did tease earlier about some YouTube news. So Doug Knaple was in Moscow, Idaho, in the Doug Wilson part of the country. He had an art exhibit there, and he, was hanging out with some of my friends over there. We have some mutual friends, so it was he called me, and he called me with some really good news. And it's good news that bodes well for the future of this platform of YouTube. All of Doug's deleted channels have been restored. All of them, even his channel with 500,000 subscribers from way back, that first one that got deleted, all of them have been restored with all the subscribers as well. All of them. So he's been posting videos on one of my channels, formerly Sweet Home Maricopa, that we converted and rebranded as John Mike Keene, because he was like, I don't know what to do. So I said, hey, I still have a monetized channel. You can make a little money off of that. So he started that channel along with another new channel and was making some money just to sustain himself. And now he said he had 11 channels restored. He's like, I didn't even know I had that many, that I tried that many or false starts and got deleted that many times. 11 channels, all of them completely restored, all videos. That's telling me that our government is cleaning house. That this censorship, that they are feeling the heat. So, with that said, I'm considering the distinct possibility of AC, yes, he did talk to Q as well, so I think Q's probably got all his back. But I'm considering the distinct possibility of restoring Sweet Home Maricopa. Sweet Home Maricopa can come back, I think. I think that might be something worth doing. I had it at 37,000 subscribers when I handed it over to Doug. Now it's up to 73,000 subscribers. I wonder if Maricopa Michael, Sweet Home America comes back. Very, very interesting. So this news I just found out within the past hour. Right, Doug called me. We chatted. It's amazing. It's amazing good news. Got things percolating and having that channel. Oh yes, interesting times, Lucas. Absolutely interesting times. Interesting times. So, and Doug even said, hey, we might move he didn't say it this way, the Friday morning fiasco that we do. He says, we might do that on one of his big channels. Since he's like, I might take this one channel and do it just as my live stream channel, and then take the old channel and make that my main channel that I post on. And then we can do our thing on one of these channels. I'm like, let's do it. Let's do it, baby. It is definitely exciting and interesting times. So, let me share something else with you guys. I'm not going to name any names here, but this is just for you guys that are hanging out here. This is a little bit inside scoop on some things that have just happened. So, one of the new friends that I have, I'm not going to say any more than that. And a new friend that I have gave me a little money Just it's money for so I have a fiscal sponsor, right? And it's a tax deductible grant or gift that he gave, except he sent it to the wrong place. He got the name of these two institutions. They both do the same thing, but he sent it to the wrong place. And I kept checking with my fiscal sponsor. I'm like, "Did you get this check yet? Did you get this check yet?" And they're like, "Nope, nope, haven't seen anything. Nope, haven't seen anything." Then he goes back and checks his documents and finds, "Oh, I sent it to this place." So, looking into that, it's like, "Oh, well, they need to reimburse you, or we got to figure that out. They need to reimburse you." And my one of my assistants, one of the people helping me, sent me a number here. Call this number. Try this number. Find out. See if you can get through to them and tell them they need to reimburse that guy so he can send it to the right place. So I make this phone call and someone answers. I'm like, "Hi, my name is Michael, and I'm working on the supplementarian project and this and this and that. Somebody gave some money and went to the wrong place. Can you please reimburse him?" And the person on the other end sounded a little panicked and was like, "Well, oh, no, this is an answering service for them. What's your number?" So I left my number. I thought that was a bit odd, right? It sounded a bit odd when she said that. Well, come to find out that this other organization that the money went to, the treasurer, somebody in charge over there, is one of the competitors, right? Somebody that's doing a Sogomontalirian project that is not sanctioned by the family. In fact, it directly opposes the wishes of the Sogomontalirian estate and the family. And so I think the person I talked to on the phone is that person. Like, I think she was shocked to hear my voice and hear this. I didn't know anything, but when I found out that she's the treasurer at this, I'm like, "Oh, well, that was absolutely her." It's all been worked out. The money's been returned, and he sent the check to the right place. But you might call that spiritual warfare, and at the moment, that's what it felt like, and maybe it was. Maybe that. I mean, how does that happen, right? This guy wants to genuinely give me some money because I need money to pay lawyers before I can get money from anybody else. The lawyers have to sign off on contracts, right? That's what this money was for. And I'm trying to spend it to give to, the things that we need to do, but I don't have access to it yet. And it's frustrating. It's like, Lord, of course this is going to happen. But then when these details come out, it's perfect, right? It's like I'm in their face. This opposing project can't escape me, even in this sense, even in this regard. It's just like I couldn't have scripted something more perfect to just anyway. You guys know what I'm saying. So that's something that just happened like yesterday and today, all of this drama. So this adventure that I'm on continues. It's very exciting. I'm enjoying it very much, and you guys are here to just just kind of watch this roller coaster ride and cheer me on. So I'm grateful for you. I'm going to put this up and conclude with this. I agree. I agree, Lucas. YouTube giving channels back sounds like damage control. That's right. They don't want to get their butts sued, even though they're already getting sued. They're going back through their records and finding out, I bet I can talk about COVID now openly, anything about about rigged elections. I bet I could talk about anything and not get in trouble. I wonder how much money in lost revenue they owe each content creator they knowingly censored. Incoming justices. Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you, Carrie. Yes, every step of the way. Thank you. Got my popcorn. This is a fun ride. It is a fun ride. All right. Love you guys. Love you very, very much. See you tomorrow morning. Bible every morning.